Today, you will learn about Java for not developers. You will learn what is Java in English, and what is made with Java, and who programs in Java, and what is the experience of Java programming, why people choose this language. It's used a lot of places in Norway, in Nav, Skatt, Telenor, Norwegian, in banking services like Sparebank1, DND. So let's begin. Why should one choose Java at all? It started in '91 as a programming language for small devices like TVs, toasters, and in '95 it was released as Java. It has full functionality of C++ without 50% of bugs. It's object-oriented, and it can run on different platforms. You didn't understand anything what I said if you're not a programmer. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The main thing is that in the late 90s, it was the only choice. It was supported by a big organization called Oracle that is responsible for new releases. Later it came CSharp by Microsoft, which is used in public sector and the power sector in Norway a lot. It's more concise, so you can say more things with C#. But Java is faster. You build code faster, it starts debugger faster, it catches errors faster, and so when you wait for 1 minute in C#, it takes you 1 second in Java. So if you like to read a lot of code, look at it and then run it, then you don't have a benefit of using Java. But if not, if you like to write a little bit of code, test it, tweak it, and so on, Java is a good choice. So Java is huge. So much stuff already exists on Java in Norway and in the world. So you just go, with the flow. Servers seldom crash, and programming experience is very cool. It's a fun programming language. Okay, I hope you agree with me, Andrea and Alina. So just some statistics before we start the real fun stuff. Stack Overflow top list. Via Google Trends, this is the second searched language tutorial is also Java. Tiobe Index, #1 place hits per search query. And historically, from '99, it's top list of any programming language for 20 years. So Java is big, if you didn't know. It's big. Yes. If you compare it to food, so JavaScript is a fancy wedding cake, and the Python is some kind of specific, type of meal, while Java and, C#, we can say they're kind of equal. It's a catering. Serves many, big, easy, kind of. Yeah, easy. Okay, so what is made with Java? Andrea, he does maintenance. Today, just the presentation before you presented. This signage for the very broad, high, heavy vehicles is issued by the system he maintains. And he works a lot with Stack Overflow, he says. What does it mean? Well, in fact, you can apply for permission at Statens vegvesen to have this signage, and then the case person who works internally will proceed your application via the system he maintains. Yes, and a lot of cool words, Spring, Hibernate, things like that. Yeah. Svan Jørgen, he works at Nav. He works with electronic exchange of social security information. And he says, something about microservices, Spring Boot, running on Kubernetes cluster, blah, blah. Well, what it means is that the system he works for exchanges social security information between EU and Nav. Yes. Modern, cool stuff. Kato, he says, he has something like, give me your GVT token to get access, which, blah, 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 means in the end that you can apply for a loan and a credit card. So, who programs in Java? Okay, these guys. The main quality for a Java programmer is fluffy, groomy beard. This is the must-have. You see, Java developer, Java developer.
Not only boys.
No, it will come, Alina. But front end, you have a bit well-groomed beard or mustache, if you do that as well, so yeah. Dress code, jeans, if you want to avoid meetings, and the colored button-down shirt if you're going to the meetings that day. So if you wear nice pants, you are not a good developer anymore, and if you have a jacket, you're in the danger zone, okay? And if you have a Windows phone, you are a C# developer. So, motivation, the loved completing piece of code, learning new things, and feeling mastery. And there are girls there too, as you asked, Alina. So how does it feel? What kind of personality traits a Java developer needs, or any developer? So in this case, it's ability to realize that you're not stupid, even though, you just hit the wall for 2 hours, and then you discover that it was like one little symbol replaced, one extra semicolon, one extra color bracket, 2 names twisted around, and things like that. You have to not give up. And so with time, you will be faster solving trivial problems, but it will come more, complex problems along. What you can do in this case is to take smaller steps and validate that you are on the right track, on the go. And so that you achieve something and feel some mastery, you don't have to, achieve everything to feel that. So that's the general advice. And of course, you need attention to detail, because the computer does what you tell it to do, and you need to be very patient to make the mental pieces fall together, right? And it is possible to write ugly code at different levels. Things that are easy to see here on the top are a bit hard to see, but more important. So, okay, sloppy code you can do, wrong things misplaced and stuff. You can write too much code, very bad, don't do it. And you can poorly organize your code. And it often comes with some specific patterns in the code that you start seeing. So is he a good programmer or not? How do you know? Is he? No, you can't know it. It's physically impossible if you don't understand how to code. There is no chance. So the way you can do it is to ask this developer to pair program with another developer so that they can see how it goes. And the favorite part of this speech for me is the Java programming experience. So Java is backend, it runs on servers, frontend runs on the browser. Typical case of the backend developer, hat, black screens, special, things around you that you used to, things like that. But it's also a myth that you have to have black background. We have a poll internally here last week that, we have a little bit more programmers using black in IDE and IntelliJ, but in fact, if you have any front end that you need to check, it comes up in a white, background, and you just flash up. So it's actually easier to work on white, and, so that you can jump between those stages. Yes. Now the editor. This is, it's not even, Java, development kit comes with 25,000 classes, blah, blah, blah. And this is one of these tools. This is IntelliJ. You can also use Eclipse, which is actually better, but nobody knows it. I asked Johannes, so I can say this. Good. So what you see here, it's like an explorer, on the left side. Here you see like a file editor when you do stuff. This is a dialog like you try to create a new class. And here is the output console, which shows messages from the running code and shows you errors and stuff like that. In this thingy, you basically create a Java file that the IntelliJ compiles into the class file that you, for example, can run in this command line window thing. It's like, this is like a terminal in Mac. It's equal as you would double click the program. You'd here just type what to do. Yes? Easy. Yeah. Easy. Okay. This is a simple Java application, open source, that Johannes created. On the left, you see the Chrome browser with the JavaScript. This is Chrome debugging tools, and it is used by all the rescue services in Norway. As you see, it is created by Java developer, the interface is not like a design sexy, not touched by a designer, and that's okay. Not needed. Well, what he explained it's like you can see network requests that are used by the client to fetch data from the server. So client written in Java, server written in JavaScript, and server written in Java. Syntax. This program finds all strings that contain word cat. And let's see the parts of it. So the blue ones is keywords. This, sign like this is a command. We can have 3 types of commands for different things. And then you have data types like string, and variables like lines or line, and operators like equal, plus, plus, and so on. An array of strings means many strings. This is a basic syntax of Java, and a very cute little program that finds cat in the text. So, when you're programming, you're in the zone. And it's not fun to deal with distractions, because you need to memorize and remember all the locations in the code of something, So you need a very good short-term memory. Either you need to replace it with operational memory, so to know how to effectively to navigate through your code to find these things. So when somebody comes, hi, what do you think about blah, blah, blah? You're like, with the programmer, just, yeah, it's not fun. So this memory is blown away, and you have to rebuild this mental structure. So you need to break tasks, as I said before, in a better way, or park your thoughts, create a squiggly, so that, okay, I remember that was there. This is just a common sense kind of sentence that one programmer can do in 1 month, 2 programmers can do in 2 months. It's kind of true and not true. The exception is pair programming. It is actually cheaper to have 2 people for 1 month that create something that works than to have 2 people, that create something that breaks. Because then it works and you have 2 people to fix it if the bugs come along. But they have to sit together and do something together by one screen. It's not like they work at the same time parallelly. So it's also a very powerful technique to deal with interruptions. So when somebody comes along, some manager, and says something, you'll kind of, because you sat together and you explain to each other how you build this code, so it's easier for you to go back, and your partner can help you to go back to the code. It's a pretty also fast programming language in Java, because you get these squigglies and the helps right away. In CSharp it happens after a while, and in Python it doesn't not happen before you put it on the server and try to run it. And a bit like from graphic design perspective, they have a special Fira code font, not just Java but everybody, that converts these kind of symbols into these more like easy symbols to, when you look through the code quickly, it actually helps you to divide things. It's a very fun font, basically, that you install. So it turns your operators into glamorous operators. So when Java developer says that we need to rewrite the monolith with Spring Boot and Kafka in order to support microservice architecture on Kubernetes with event streams, he really means that. We don't know what users want, so we need to play around with technology and build our CVs instead. Can be a bit provoking, but could be the case. So, my name is Darija. I'm a UX consultant and team leader for Java developers. So, if you're not trained in design, you can still do a kind of poorly job with design. But if you're not trained as programmer, anyhow, you just can't do anything. You can only stare at the screen. And in the end of the day, it takes a lifetime to learn Java. It's complex. So give a big applause for our Java developers.